Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and go beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee, co-host Raina. She's already licking her lips because her snack of the day is Alaskan salmon jerky. She only has one piece of this left, but let me show you what it looks like. They're pretty big. I think there's only one piece in here. And they're shaped like fish. So, yeah, these are great. So I'm going to break some pieces off for her. And she has some other snacks here in case she runs out. So don't worry, she'll be fine. Today, I have a tag for you. And this tag is called Book Confessions. And it's an original tag by Becky at the channel called Book Reviews with Becky. And Becky says, as she always does, "Hey, besties." I would love to hear your answers in the comments below. And I second that. Anyone is free to comment. And yeah, I'd like to hear some of your answers. It says, then booktubers I tagged. I will be excited to watch your videos. And again, I second that as well. I will be very excited to watch your videos. So let's get going with the prompts. Here are the questions. What is an unpopular book opinion or preference that you have? Well, I don't think that this is necessarily unpopular, but it is a preference I have. And that is, I just absolutely love the thrill of finding a book, like in the wild, I'll say. You're just browsing, usually in a used bookstore, because that's where, to me, the best browsing is done. And you find a book that you've never heard of by an author that you even haven't heard of, or, you may have heard little things about it, but you've never really seriously looked into that author, or, you really don't know that much. And you end up bringing the book home and you find out that it is a 4 or 5-star read. That's a wonderful thing. And then you have the fun of passing the book along to someone else who ends up enjoying it just as much. That's just gold to me. I love that. That is one of the things I really love about reading. So number 2 is, has your reading taste changed over the years, and how? Well, my actual tastes may not have changed. I lean towards thrillers, mysteries, coming of age stories, memoirs, some biographies, autobiographies, a little bit of romance, historical fiction, and just kind of stories about social justice, lawyer stories I enjoy. And then having humor within any of these genres is just a plus to me. But I will say that since joining BookTube, just learning about different genres maybe that I've not really dabbled with much before, and going deeper into the ones that I have has totally improved my reading. I just make better selections now, and oftentimes that is based on the info that you provide, either through your videos or in the comments. So that's why I appreciate the comments so much. I mean, I just always do. I get a lot of great info that way. So then number 3 is, what genre do you read to get out of a book slump? That's a good question. I'm going to just say humor. Basically books that are funny and light, maybe a fun memoir, just something that has some humor in it one way or the other, or is, somewhat farcical, kind of tongue-in-cheek story. Short stories can help too with reading slumps. Those can sometimes kind of encourage me to just get back into reading, because each story doesn't feel like all that much of a commitment. You're just kind of sampling things by that author. So yeah, that's a good way to do it sometimes. Number 4, what are some of your automatic buy authors? Well, the first that came to mind are 2 that I always talk about John Grisham, Patricia Cornwell. I'm not going to say they're automatic buys necessarily, but I'll definitely look into the book, decide if it's for me or not. With all of these authors, of course, really. But then I would say two new ones that I would add to this list are Charmaine Wilkerson and S.A. Cosby. They are two authors that I have really, really enjoyed recently. I've read two books by each of them. And yeah, enjoyed them very much. And I would add Stephen King to that group. I'll at least look into what he's put out. And I know eventually, maybe not right away, but eventually I'll, again, maybe run into it at a used bookstore or something. And it'll be a book that I'll end up buying. So yeah, those are my kind of go-to people. How many chances do you give an author before you won't try them again? I'm going to say, I guess the answer would probably be two, because I'll give, of course, the one time that then maybe I've DNF'd, or maybe I've read the whole book by them, but I don't necessarily think that it's great. And then I'll generally give one more chance if something that they wrote is maybe recommended to me, or I hear someone talk about it and I think, yeah, that's for me. I'm going to give that book a chance, even though the author didn't really impress me with one of their other works. Number 6 is, do you have anything you like to do or listen to while you read? I like to read outside whenever possible. That I do like. I also will admit that I'm somewhat of a snacker when I read. I really like to snack. But I, also try to be health conscious on the other side of the fence. So usually if I do snack, it'll be fruit, maybe a protein bar, some sugar-free candy, nuts, Cheerios, things like that. And I try not to have too much. Also, a cup of coffee or tea is good too while you're reading a book. Nice and warm, feels good. I drink only herbal tea, and now I have to have decaf coffee, but that's okay. Still a nice treat, still something good. So, number 7, how far do you read before DNF'ing? It seems like it's about 100 pages. That's not a hard and fast rule, but it seems like of the books I've DNF'd recently, I've gotten in pretty much 100 pages before making that decision. And usually what will kind of start to dawn on me is that I am 100 pages in, and I still don't care that much about these characters or the story. And I just don't feel like it's really going to pick up or improve by that point. So that's usually about the point that I DNF. Number 8 is, do you ever find yourself making the same faces as the characters in the book? I absolutely love this question. What a great question. And I'm going to say, yes, I do. I will smirk. I will smile. I will laugh out loud. I'll look very serious, very intense at times. I'll raise my eyebrows in surprise. Definitely. I'm not even so much aware that I'm doing it necessarily, but other people have commented that to me. When they see that I'm reading, they'll notice that my face is changing in emotion once in a while. So yeah, I definitely do that. Number 9, rereading. Yes, no, or depends. Well, overall, I mean, the short answer is yes, but of course, it does depend. It has to be a book that is worth rereading, but I'm not against a reread for sure. Books that come to mind that I've reread are The Road by Cormac McCarthy, A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving, Carrie by Stephen King, Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Some of the banned books that are rereads, have been rereads for me, although in probably a lot of those cases, it was a long time between reads from high school until now. And yeah, my 50th is coming up, so that's a long time. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, that'd be an example. That's one I know I read sometime in high school. I knew the story very well, or at least I thought I did, but I enjoyed that second reread so much as a banned book. So, yeah. So now tag others. That's the 10th and final prompt, and I will do that in the description. Becky, I want to say thanks for this tag. This was the first time that Becky did an original tag, and I find that it is very original. I actually love these questions. I love your channel. I hope that all of you will check out Becky's channel. Of course, there will be a link in the description. And she's not been on BookTube for very long, but she's doing a very, very good job. So yeah, go check out that channel. And hey, speaking of channels, I have one too. And so if it's your first time here, welcome. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. One more snack for the road. And have a great day.